Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, for 1 year as we read through St. Faustina's diary. Join me, Amy Thomas, each day for a short reading out of the diary which brought us a deeper understanding of Christ's divine mercy. Oh, it is that time of day, Catholic pilgrims. It is day 170 of our readings from St. Faustina's diary. So again, another 10 days down. Pat yourself on the back. Good job, everyone. We are getting very, very close to halfway through the year. That's coming up very soon. We're also getting very, very close to finishing another 100 numbers. And then today we finished another 10 days. So we are doing great. I cannot believe that we are getting so close to halfway through the year. It seems in many ways like we started this just, a few days ago. But then when I think about all that we've read and gone through and thought about and talked about, it really has been a lot. It really has. So, and today we are going to talk about suffering some more, because it's obviously something that Sister Faustina talks about a lot, deals with a lot, and she's a great example of pressing through suffering and learning to embrace it for Christ. And so that is what we're going to talk about today in Notebook 2, numbers 782 through 786. I am very weak today. I cannot even make my meditation in the chapel, but must lie down. Oh, my Jesus, I love you, and I want to worship you with my very weakness, submitting myself entirely to your holy will. I must be on my guard, especially today, because I'm becoming oversensitive to everything. Things I would not pay any attention to when I am healthy bother me today. Oh, my Jesus, my shield and my strength, grant me your grace, that I may emerge victorious from these combats. O my Jesus, transform me into yourself by the power of your love, that I may be a worthy tool in proclaiming your mercy. I thank God for this illness and these physical discomforts, because I have time to converse with the Lord Jesus. It is my delight to spend long hours at the feet of the hidden God, and the hours pass like minutes as I lose track of time. I feel that a fire is burning within me, and I understand no other life but that of sacrifice which flows from pure love. November 29th, 1936. The Mother of God has taught me how to prepare for the feast of Christmas. I saw her today without the infant Jesus. She said to me, "My daughter, strive after silence and humility, so that Jesus, who dwells in your heart continuously, may be able to rest. Adore him in your heart. Do not go out from your inmost being. My daughter, I shall obtain for you the grace of an interior life which will be such that, without ever leaving that interior life, you will be able to carry out all your external duties with even greater care. Dwell with him continuously in your own heart. He will be your strength. Communicate with creatures only insofar as is necessary and is required by your duties. You are a dwelling place pleasing to the living God. In you he dwells continuously with love and delight. And the living presence of God, which you experience in a more vivid and distinct way, will confirm you, my daughter, in the things I have told you. Try to act in this way until Christmas Day, and then he himself will make known to you in what way you will be communing and uniting yourself with him." November 30th, 1936. During Vespers today, an unusual pain pierced my soul. I see that, in every respect, this work is beyond my strength. I am a little child before the immensity of the task, and it is only at the Lord's clear command that I am setting about to carry it out. On the other hand, even these great graces are a burden for me, and I am barely able to carry them. I see my superiors' disbelief and doubts of all kinds, and for this reason their apprehensive behavior towards me. My Jesus, I see that even such great graces can be a source of suffering. And yet it is so. Not only may they be a cause of suffering, but they must be such as a sign of God's action. I understand well that if God himself did not strengthen the soul in these various ordeals, the soul would not be able to master the situation. Thus God himself is its shield. As I continued Vespers meditating on this mixture of suffering and grace, I heard the voice of Our Lady. Know, my daughter, that although I was raised to the dignity of Mother of God, 7 swords of pain pierced my heart. Don't do anything to defend yourself. Bear everything with humility. God Himself will defend you. So Sister Faustina today is talking a lot about suffering and sacrifice, and how sometimes even grace can be a sacrifice or a suffering, because you're getting all these graces and you're doing God's will, and those around you don't understand what you're doing. And even like she says, I see my superiors' disbelief and doubts of all kinds, and for this reason, their apprehensive behavior towards me. And so she goes on to say that the great graces that she receives causes a lot of suffering because those around her don't get it, don't understand, and kind of look at her with disbelief, think something's wrong with her, not sure if she's really a mystic. And so that causes her suffering because she's doubted probably pretty frequently. And so, she's just always so willing to take that suffering and offer it to God as a form of love. And so this got me to thinking about my time here in Turkey. I miss so much going to Mass on a regular basis. We have been in just one lockdown after another, and it's always lockdown on Sunday. Always. It has been. I can't even remember the last time it wasn't locked down on a Sunday. Maybe Easter it was lifted. I did get to go to church on Easter. But it's been on and off, no consistency, back and forth, and it's literally driven me crazy. I can't take it anymore. I even told God, I was like, I just can't do this anymore with this constant lockdown. We're doing Sunday Mass on Friday evening because it's the best that the bishop can do to get us there. It's just been terrible. I'm feeling that spiritual, I don't know, not dryness. I feel close to God, but there's just something there. And I can definitely say I have been suffering because everything is inconsistent. Sometimes they send out a message on like a group chat and it says one time, and then I'll show up to Mass with my family and it's already happened, or we got the time wrong, and it's just very frustrating. But my oldest daughter recently came here to Turkey, and she has been at college, and her Newman Center in the Catholic Church on the campus is thriving. Oh my gosh, it's just thriving. And there's all kinds of activities, and she goes to daily Mass every day, confession all the time. It's just wonderful. She's just totally blossomed. So when she came here, she's like, what about Mass? Wait, what? We're not doing Mass? And I was like, I know, it's hard, it's rough. You came from thriving, and here we are barely eking out one Mass a week. So we did go to Mass on Friday, and the priest told us that he does daily Mass every day at 6:30 in the evening. And I didn't know this. He does English Mass. And I was like, oh, really? That's great. I didn't know this. And so my daughter's like, oh, well, we'll be here. And I was like, oh, okay, yes, we will go, as much as we possibly can. And so the first time we went to daily Mass, which was just a couple of days ago, we walked in and the priest just jumped out of his seat. And it almost brought me to tears. He was so excited to see us, see my family, because he sometimes does Mass all by himself when people are supposed to be there. And we went up to the front, and it was just my family. It was a personal Mass. And I was standing there, and I was thinking to myself, and I was looking up at the crucifix, and I was like, Christ, we may be the only Catholics in this whole country who are attending Mass right now. We may be the only Catholics in this country who attend Mass for the next couple of days. I don't know. I mean, I know the priests say it every day, but, as the lay people. And I was like thinking to myself, why did you bring me here? This is so not Catholic. It's not Christian. And I really started crying because I was like, I have been suffering because I've been away from the Eucharist and the Mass, and it's been killing me. But there in that moment with my family and the priest, and we were having this Mass, and there was nobody else there, it was one of the most beautiful experiences I'd ever had in a Mass. Now, that's not to say that I don't wish that the pews had been full, but I was so thankful that I was able to give that time to Christ. I didn't want him to be alone. It almost brings me to tears now. I didn't want him to be alone. I didn't know that those daily masses were going on. Sometimes there was communication issues with the language barriers and stuff. And I was like, oh man, all the suffering I've gone through, if it meant that I could be here on this day in Turkey where there's hardly any Christians so that Christ doesn't have to be alone, I am so grateful. I am so grateful for that. And so when we went up for the Eucharist, the priest brought down the blood. I haven't had the blood for like over a year, well over a year. And I wasn't expecting it, but because it was just my family, he brought it down to us. And it was like Christmas. I basically was giddy to my husband. I was like, we get the blood? Oh my gosh. And I was just beaming from ear to ear, and it was glorious. And it just really showed me a lot that we have been suffering through this stupid COVID stuff and lockdowns and not getting to go to Mass and all those things. And we've really been, sacrificing and suffering in that spiritual way. But man, it was so worth it. It was so worth it. And I'm telling you, when I received the blood, I just felt this warmth come over me. And I just thanked God. I was like, thank you. Thank you for this moment. I wish there were more here to worship and praise you. But if no one else will come, my family will come. And so, reading through Sister Faustina's, all of her talk of suffering for the Lord and how important it is and how she just delights to spend long hours at the feet of the hidden God. And it passes like minutes as she loses track of time. And she says, I feel that a fire is burning within me, and I understand no other life but that of sacrifice, which flows from pure love. And I really understood that the other day when I went to daily Mass, because it was beautiful. It was heartbreaking at the same time, because I wish there was more there to worship Christ. But I'm glad that I am here, that my family is here, so that he is not alone, and that we can come and worship and be with him. So don't stay away from Mass, Catholic pilgrims. I know not everybody can go to daily Mass, but it's just so important. It's so important that we give up a little bit of our time. It's hardly a sacrifice at all to get to Mass and be with Christ and just show him how much we love him. So important. So I will see you back here for day 171. And until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.